thanks for tuning into F1 Podcast. Well, we're up to episode 87 now, and we're going to be talking about China, Max.
Mm-hmm.
And we said last week that it could be a boring race, and it wasn't boring. I mean, there was lots of stuff going on, but I tell you what, it wasn't the most exciting race of the season either.
No. China gave me what I pretty much expected it to give me. You start in pole position and you're pretty much going to win the race.
Yeah.
Not one of my favourite circuits and not one of my favourite races. It was pretty boring and, bar one or two sort of things. But
yeah, there was a little bit of overtaking. And
as I expected.
Yeah, exactly. And in the first part of the race, Lewis just managed the gap. Actually, the whole race, he just managed the gap. And we were watching Webber, which was cool. He was nice and light and overtaking people. But then Lewis,
he was light, all right.
He was, mate. Yeah, and the producer sort of kept on him because he was overtaking cars. Yeah. And there was some overtaking, like we said, but Lewis just managed the gap and just continued through the pit stops. I think he pitted at the same time as Kimi, and just maintained that nice sort of gap there. And
oh, mate, that McLaren was a bullet all weekend.
I'm
not surprised. Look, he won the race from pole. I mean, enough said. He, as you said, he managed the gap, and McLaren did a good job. And we go into Brazil. With a 7-point gap.
7-point gap, yeah. So it's looking pretty good for Lewis, but you never know. Now, mate, towards the end of the race, of course, we had Kimi in second place, and then after the second pit stops, I was sitting there thinking, how are they going to do this? What are they going to do?
We were all sitting there going,
what's going to happen here? And of course, Kimi just sort of slowed down, eased it down over about 5 or 6 laps or something or whatever, but didn't make it too obvious, but then just let Massa straight through.
Yeah, it was obvious at the end, once they'd come down that straight.
Felipe was going through.
He was going through, there's no doubt about it. And as Kimi said, mate, at the press conference, I knew what the team wanted, and what can I say?
Yeah, that's what I was, in the last couple of laps, I was thinking, this press conference is going to be fantastic. I can't wait to see the way they're going to talk about it. And Felipe was kind of like, I just overtook him. He was there to be overtaken or something.
My car was strong. It was good for sure.
That was good.
All that bullshit.
And then Kimi came out a bit more pragmatic and sort of said, I know, like you said, Max, I know what's expected of me, and I just did that. And Lewis was grinning from ear to ear, I noticed during that. But
mate, McLaren would have done the same in the same position. Williams would have done the same in the same position.
Yep.
Honda, Toyota. Need I say any more?
Yeah, exactly.
We all know that team orders still are alive and well in Formula One, and we saw that last weekend.
And I was actually expecting a little bit more sort of press coverage and internet banter about it this week, Max.
Likewise.
And Luca de Montezomolo came out and said a couple of things, but really, I was expecting a bit of a furore, and I was surprised.
It's beautiful. Team orders are beautiful as far as Luca Montezomolo is concerned. They're beautiful. Look, every team does it. I mean, let's stop kidding ourselves that they don't. And as I said, if it wasn't Ferrari doing it this weekend, it would have been McLaren if Ferrari were in the box seat.
Yeah, exactly, and it's happened before this year with McLaren with Hagi. I think it was Germany letting Lewis through. So
that's because of the fuel loads. But
of course,
it wasn't because. All right, we'll leave that there.
All right, Max. Well, we're moving on to the last race of the season, and that's exciting but also depressing.
Say it isn't so.
I know, and. We've still got a little bit of a championship with Massa having a possibility of, what's the pressure on this guy? He's going to Brazil, yeah, and he's got a small chance, of course, but, mate, we're moving on to the last race, and I'm a little bit sad, I've got to say. A few of you guys have made comments and sent us emails, and guys, I feel your pain, and you're the same, mate. It's going to be shocking in this off-season, but we've got one more to go, mate.
One more to go.
Yeah. So, with Brazil coming, we've got Lewis with a good gap.
Yeah, he's got 7 points.
7 points, yep, and he only has to get 5th place. So I was actually thinking this week that Lewis is going to be so conservative in Brazil. He's going to stay out of the way of everyone. I can't expect him just, Ron Dennis said it, Ferrari can get there 1-2. Lewis will do whatever he can to win.
You're right. If everything, falls well, then yes, Lewis only has to finish 5th, but we realise there's a lot of contingencies for that. And it was quite cheeky of Ron Dennis to say that, oh, we'd happily give Ferrari the 1-2 at
Thanks, Ron.
Brazil. Yeah, no problem at all. Oh, Ron, you're a cheeky bastard. But look, Lewis is in the box seat. Look, we know what happened last year. I still believe that Lewis will do what he has to do to win the World Championship.
Yeah. And of course, we saw in China that Heikki had a problem with his McLaren, and Lewis could have a similar problem in the last race. But
I don't see it.
And also he's got his second engine, whereas Massa's got his fresh engine. You never know.
That is true.
Come on, he's got to finish in 5th, and the McLaren's been pretty bulletproof this year. So, I fully expect Lewis to get at least 5th and take the title.
Yeah, I think we'll see a new world champion at the end of this race, mate. And I think he'll be the youngest Formula One world champion. And his name will be Lewis Hamilton, and he's from the UK. So yeah, I think Lewis has got this one in the bag.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to do a video straight after this, talking about some news that has been happening recently. A few little things that have spiked our interest, Max.
Yes.
So we'll do that, and that'll be up soon after this video. So thanks for watching.
All right, guys. See you later.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.